Alright, I'm gonna need you to say it loudly, say it with me, and say it proudly. Sam motherfucking Raimi. That could be the review alone, and that's all you really need. Guys, Send Help is a new horror movie by Sam Raimi. It stars Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien. Rachel McAdams plays this employee of this CEO dickhead boss, played by Dylan O'Brien, and that's essentially where the opening kind of dynamic is. These two people working together at this company. Rachel McAdams' character really wants to get a promotion that she's been working very hard to achieve. She's been in the company for about 7 years now. She's very excited about this prospect, but she works for an asshole boss. This guy is the scum of the scum. The type of dude, that CEO dickhead that'll tell a young intern, you know, we can do business for each other. Weinstein types, you know, the scum of the earth. And that's what Rachel McAdams has to deal with as her boss. And then suddenly they get trapped on an island after a business trip. Their plane crashes. Now it's just those two. So the power dynamics flip. And as a great man once said, "You have no power here." And that's where Rachel McAdams comes in. And that's where this movie comes in. This movie is so damn entertaining. I was enthralled from minute one to the end. And what I love about Send Help is that it knows exactly what it is and plays it up to the most absurd qualitative level it could possibly do. I love this movie because of how well it knows itself, how well it plays up the absurdities, but also is able to retain tension, horror, comedy at times, but it's like dark comedy that's really funny and works for the scenarios and the characters at hand and what kind of personalities they have. And something I think I love about Send Help is that it does take dips and turns in ways you don't expect. I didn't see any trailers for this movie. I stayed out of the know. I just saw it with Sam Raimi's name on it and I went to see it. And what I like about it is, like, every time I thought I knew where it was going to go, it would take a turn that I didn't expect. I really thought this was going to be one of those by the numbers movies where two people get trapped on an island, they got to fight their way out and deal with some pirates or something, maybe some external threat. And that's not really where the movie goes. It actually does some nice twists and turns and keeps our characters on their shoes just as much as you. And it's so much fun and you get so much enjoyment secondhand from these characters, and you really root for Rachel McAdams in particular because she's so endearing, and she does come across as this girl that's really awkward. Like, she has nothing but the kindest intentions at heart at the beginning of this movie when she's just trying to make friends and talk to people, but nobody gives her the time of day. It really does a good job at kind of striking that. Kind of reminds me of Parker Luck in Spider-Man 2, you know, where everyone's just treating this person like shit. And she doesn't really deserve it, like, especially Dylan O'Brien. And Dylan O'Brien in this movie, he's fantastic because he plays a perfect asshole. Like, he is the perfect asshole among assholes that ever asshole. Like, he sucks in this movie, and he's so deliciously evil. You almost have a smile on your face at how much you can tell Dylan O'Brien's having fun playing this piece of shit. Kind of the best way to describe this movie is it's deliciously cheeky, deliciously self-aware, but also really intense. On paper, it sounds by the numbers. Two people surviving on an island that are at odds with each other. It's like this odd couple, but with a rated R twist and Sam Raimi horror elements spiced into it as well to add a little bit of flavor. I appreciated it because when the horror elements of this movie started to rear its head out, it didn't feel out of place. It didn't feel like it was conflicting with the genre. It just felt like it was actually adding to what was going on in the POV of our characters' minds. This movie does tackle an element of, like, when you're isolated on an island for so long, you do start to act less human. You do start to act a little crazier. And I appreciate that both Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien highlight that. They don't feel like they're acting like the same people from when they got on the island compared to the end of the movie. I appreciated that this movie tackled the idea that it's like, okay, these people are stuck on an island. Typically, most movies will be like, all right, let's hope they survive till they escape. This movie's like, yes, they'll survive. Let's hope they survive. But also, what if they start to get attached to the idea of this island and maybe some weird piece that comes with it away from the world out there, the working world where you have a boss who's an asshole and those power dynamics matter. It's crazy how much we're separated, really, in power dynamics in general with humans. It's like you really just put two people who, one could be a complete boss and dickhead to you and have all this power over you. The moment you get on an island, though, strapped with them away from all the bullshit of life, away from all the economic bullshit, away from the credit card debt, away from all the responsibilities, and you're faced with reality of just two human beings, the power dynamic isn't there anymore. And I thought this was a really fun way to tackle that angle of it, how much bullshit we try to put so much stake in. Does that make me sound uncomfortably like Rachel McAdams' character at times in this movie? Yeah, but I like that the movie made me tackle that side of my thought process. And that's another thing I appreciated, is that this movie does highlight skeletons in both closets of each character, but also does it in a way that's respectful to the characters. The movie also has a lot of restraint. There's a lot of moments where it's just building tension through dialogue and conversation over like a crazy, wacky thing being bloodied or destroyed in front of you. And that's another thing this movie does deliver on that angle as well. When Sam Raimi wants to play, he wants to play, and those Evil Dead vibes are totally there. This movie turns simple stuff like hunting a boar into the most extreme, absurd, gross, disgusting thing you'd want to look at, and I appreciate that as well. It just shows this movie had a lot of fun, zany energy behind it. Sometimes to its detriment, but not so more on the movie, but just on me in general as a person. There are moments where in this movie where I'm just like, that's just gross. I don't want to fucking look at that. Ew. A gross thing eliciting a gross response because the character's doing something gross. Oh boy, movie affected me. That's actually kind of a compliment to the movie. Send Help is one of those movies that, even though it does avoid tropes at a lot of points, even when it does seem like it's gonna be tropey, it would have still been fun if it was, regardless, because of how much just fun you can tell these actors are having and really selling it. Something I appreciate about Sam Raimi's movies, all of them, is that he's not afraid, and the movies aren't afraid to make the characters get dirty and not look Hollywood. Like Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien both give very realistic performances in this. They don't feel Hollywoodized. It doesn't feel like Rachel McAdams is putting on fresh makeup every day. If anything, at points, she looks hotter on that island. I don't know what that says about me. I would settle myself. No good surviving on my own on an island, and she could protect me. Right where I want to be. All jokes aside, though, these performances are great because they feel authentic. They don't feel clean. You know how some people, like, when they cry in a movie, they get that Hollywood single tear. These actors don't know that sometimes when you see something horrific, your only reaction is to get silently shocked or fucking scream your lungs out, and the actors do both at times on occasion, and I appreciate the movie going there. And sometimes, yes, that can come across as cheesy, but that's not a bad thing in this case. I think this movie does a great job at striding that line of self-aware, funny, but also intense, but also bringing in fun characters. This movie knows exactly what it needs to be. Sam Raimi cooked us up a treat. Send Help was fun, engaging, unpredictable at times, really nice character work at the same time, while zany and energetic. Also kind of horrific. It's just the whole package, and I just love this movie. It's your favorite Sam Raimi movie overall. Thank you so much for watching Scatterbrain Reviews. I'll see you next time.